Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Cycle here on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. Hamidika Michael. We'd like first to remind you that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365. President Bola Tinubu has signed the new Minimum Wage Act into law. The brief ceremony was witnessed by President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, and Deputy Senate President Barrow Jibrin, among others. And our security agencies have barricaded a part of the outskirts of Abuja, a situation that has caused a gridlock extending as far as Yaya Bridge, more than 12 kilometers from the checkpoint. Civil servants and traders who work in the Federal Capital Territory live outside the city center in places such as Yaya, Karu, Maraba, and Masaka. After hours of standstill, many of them were forced to return home. And now the organizers of the planned hunger protest in Abuja have told the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, that there is nothing that will stop them from using Eagle Square. A group that calls itself Take It Back Movement had written to the minister requesting the use of the Eagle Square for its protest on August 1st, as well as the provision of the securities and utilities duration of the protest. In its letter signed by the Director of Mobilization, Damilare Adenola, the group also stated that the minister must ensure that the provisions of 24-hour power supply, toilet facilities, water, and security for the convenience of Nigerian citizens who will be camped at the Eagle Square. And now some youth have trooped to the street of Niger State to protest the ongoing cost of living crisis in the country. There are wielded placards such as "Enough is enough" and "Stop anti-marxist policies." Our protesters marched on the street as they chanted anti-government songs. The federal and state government has made several efforts to stop the protest, saying it could be hijacked by hoodlums and enemies of democracy. And last week, Governor Mohamed Bago had wooed residents of Niger State with welfare packages to prevent the protests. The Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, Anambra State Command, has said it has deployed 1,190 officers and men ahead of the planned nationwide protests scheduled to begin on August 1st. The Anambra State Commandant of the Nigerian Civil Defense, Marco Olatunde, stated this in Awka, the state capital. After meeting with all the service commanders in the state, the head of media and tactical operations, Okagido Edwin, noted that the command remains committed and unrelenting and maintaining law and order before, during, and after the planned protests. Similarly, the United States, United Kingdom, and Canada have raised alarm over the likelihood of violence during the planned August 1st and bad governance protests in the country. 3 countries in the separate traveled a large caution their nationals in Nigeria to avoid getting caught in the confrontation that might occur between the security agencies and the protesters, citing past incidences. The advisories came as apprehensive market leaders in Abuja, Sokoto, Kano, Katsina, Ogun, Oshin, Zamfara, Gombe, and other parts of the country requested strong security around market during the rallies. Our Minister of Education, Professor Tahir Mamman, has advised students in the Nigerian universities to remain on campus during the planned nationwide protests to avoid risking their lives. The minister, through the acting executive secretary of the National Universities Commission, Chris Mayeka, made this known in a letter addressed to the Vice Chancellor of Universities. The presidency and police authority told the youth to abandon the plan. Militant leader Ekpembulo has called Tompolo, has called Nigerians to show nationwide hardship protests, insisting that things are getting better under President Bola Tinubu. He said President Tinubu is working hard to revamp the economy with well-thought-out policies and programs, noting that the protests could harm the economy if held. And more to that, the Nigerian Meteorological Agency, NIMET, has forecast a series of thundery and rainy weather conditions across the country from Monday to Wednesday. This prediction was outlined in the agency's weather outlook released. The state expected to experience these weather conditions include Kebbi, Katsina, Borno, Bauchi, Taraba, Zamfara, Nasarawa, Benue, Niger, Kogi, Plateau, Cross River, Akwa Ibom, Ebonyi, Imo, Abia, Anambra, Oyo, again Rivers, Delta, Sokoto, Kano, Kaduna, and Zamfara State. In an effort to tackle rampant misuse of official plate numbers, the Jigawa state government has inaugurated an 11-member task force committee to retrieve unauthorized number plates and sanction offenders. Chaired by Tijani Motala, the committee identified and confiscate the physical plate numbers used by civil and public officers on private vehicles. Secretary to the government of Jigawa State, Bala Ibrahim, urged the committee to work diligently and justify the confidence placed in them. Former Kano State House of Assembly Speaker Kabir Ruron, who is currently the chairman of the House Committee on Air Force, has challenged the Kano State government's decision to dissolve the Rano Emirate. Ruron, a member representing Rano, Kiba, and the Bokuri Federal Constituency, forfeited the state government decisions of the commissioner of the Nigerian Air Force Girls Boarding Secondary School in Rano. Also, Ruron vehemently opposes the Kano state government's decisions to downgrade the Rano Emirate to second-class status. The Lagos state government is set to test the state-of-the-art 40 passengers ferries built by the Carvertons Marine Limited in collaboration with the state. The State Ministry of Transport and the Waterways Authorities announced that the Ominbu's pilot operations would focus on thorough testing of the ferries, data collection, public awareness, and operational framework refinement ahead of full deployment. A statement added that during the 2-week pilot operation period, the ferries would operate on the 3 key routes, with 1 round trip per day on each route, morning and evening. You're watching News Cycle coming to Capital Abuja. We're on DSTV channel 365 and StarTimes channel 276. Kindly follow us on all social media platforms using @Global TV Engine or the handles now shared on the screen. When the cycle returns, President Tinubu orders Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited to sell crude to Dangote Refinery in Naira. We'll bring you these and all the stories right after this break. Do stay with us. You're still watching News Cycle here on Global Television. Many thanks for staying with us. And now to business, President Bola Tinubu has invited the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited to sell crude to Dangote Refinery and other upcoming refineries in Naira. Special advisor to the President on Information and Publicity, Bayo Onanuga, via his official X handle, stated that the move, which is to ensure the stability of the pump price of refined fuel and the dollar-naira exchange rate, was adopted by the Federal Executive Council. The Nigerian Communications Commission has directed telecommunications operators to immediately restore all the blocked phone lines due to non-linkage of national identification numbers to SIM cards. In a statement by the Director of Media and Public Affairs, Ruben Malka, the telecom industry regulator, explained that this directive was in response to the widespread disruption caused by the blockage and to priority customers' confidence. And our Minister of Interior, Olutunji Ojo, has characterized the era of fuel subsidy as a cancer that was destroying Nigeria's economy, necessitating its removal by President Bola Tinubu. Tunji Ojo made this statement in an interview while appealing to Nigerians to be patient with the Tinubu's-led administration. According to the minister, the president's decision to remove the subsidy along with other tough reforms implemented by his administration is not only laudable but also demonstrates his boldness as a leader. Nigeria's imported food inflation with 36.38% in June 2024 from 34.83% recorded in the previous month, which represents a 1.55 percentage point increase. According to the Consumer Price Index data from June 2024 by the National Bureau of Statistics, the average price index for imported food rose to 806.0 in June 2024 from 591.0 in the same month of the previous year. And now Nigeria's imported food inflation has increased significantly from the 19.10% recorded in June 2023 as Naira weakened following the unification of all segments of the forex exchange market by the Central Bank of Nigeria. Or from that, the Nigerian Air Force says its Operation Delta Save has destroyed 12 illegal refining sites and 2 reservoirs in the airstrikes in Abia, Rivers State. The Director of Public Relations and Information of NAV, AVM Edward Gapquet, made this known in a statement in Abuja. Gapquet says the nation's efforts had intensified effort to minimize the activities of oil thieves and all the economic saboteurs in the Niger Delta region. He stated that the armed reconnaissance undertaken by the aircraft revealed the several illegal refining sites located in many famous households at Omoeze in Abia State. And out to foreign scene, Venezuela's President Nicolas Maduro has won the re-elections with 51.2% of votes cast. The Electoral Council announced after the campaign tainted by claims of opposition, intimidation and fears of fraud. The president of the won elections body, Elvis Ambrosos, in its majority loyal to the government, told reporters that 44.2% of votes had gone to opposition candidate Edmundo Gonzalo. The Maduro 261 addressed supporters minutes after the announcement. United States President Joe Biden has unveiled a sweeping proposal to reform the Supreme Court, calling on lawmakers to establish term limit and form an ethics code to restore trust and accountability on its 9 justices. The conservative leading court has become a political battlefield in the recent years, with its 9 justices unelected and unable to serve for their life, playing a powerful role in American life on everything from abortions to the environment. The United States President has also called on lawmakers to pass a constitutional amendment limiting the presidential immunity, a move which will reverse a recent Supreme Court's decision. And our state media reported that record-breaking rain left thousands of people stranded by floods in North Korea over the weekend, prompting leader Kim Jong-un to declare an emergency. Photographs shows the submerged farmlands and homes after the heavy rain hit the Sanuji city and the Uyghur country, which border China, according to the Rodong Sinma. Italy's Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni says China is an important interlocutor in managing global tensions as she met President Xi Jinping in the Beijing. Our president in turn held the long-established friendly ties as well as the tolerance, mutual trust and a mutual respect between the both countries. During a first trip to the China since taking office, Meloni and Chinese Prime Minister met and signed a 3-year plan to strengthen the economic cooperation. And our Russia says it has downed 39 drones fired by Ukraine overnight, mainly targeting the border regions. It said that 3 others were neutralized in the northwestern region near the border. Ukrainian drone attacks on Russian the port refineries and energy facilities are frequent, particularly in the border regions. Russia has also launched massive attacks on the Ukraine's power plants, causing severe electricity shortages in recent months. Bangladesh students have called new student protests after Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina's government ignored an ultimatum to release their leaders and apologize for those killed in the deadly unrest. According to reports, student rallies against the civil service jobs quarters this month sparked waves of violence that killed at least 205 people, including the several police officers. The clashes were some of the worst of Hasina's 15-year tenure, but our government has since largely restored order by deploying troops, imposing a curfew and shutting down the internet nationwide. Now to sports. The Tigers of Nigeria have beaten the Opals of Australia 75 to 62 in the women's basketball at the Paris Olympics. The point guard Ezinne Kalu produced a clutch performance, inspiring the Reina Wakema coach team to withstand the late rally from the Aussies at the Premier Naro Stadiums on Monday. The victory was Nigeria's first at the game since Athens 2004. Kalu finished the game with 19 points and 5 rebounds, helping Nigeria to a memorable win over the third-best team in the world. And now Nigeria's last hope in the boxing event of the Paris 2024 Olympics, Adam Olare crashed out of the games after losing to Kazakhstan's Abix Odi in the round of 16 of the men's 92 kilogram heavyweight category. Olare, who became the sole bearer of the nation's hope following the disqualification of the Cynthia Ogunsemele due to a failed deep test, was outclassed by Kazakhs in a one-sided bout at the North Paris Arena. The Nigerian Poggies lost all 3 rounds, with all 5 judges ruling in favor of the Oral Bay. The final scorecard read 30-26 in the favor of the Kazakhs, who dominated the fight from the start to finish. And now Manchester United have made an inquiry about the Chelsea defender Trevor caliber as the 25-year-old may likely to move away from Stamford Bridge this summer. The news comes amid the report that Caliber is disappointed to have been left out of Chelsea pre-season trip to the United States of America. Travel Chalbot is contracted to Chelsea until 2028, so he can be quite picky with his next club. He is naturally disappointed to have been excluded from the Chelsea pre-season tour of America, but won't exit unless the club is right. And that's the package on News Cycle coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. Kindly follow us on all social media platforms using Global TV NG and all the handles now showing on the screen. I'm Amedika Michael. Many thanks for staying with us and watching. See you again.